How does it feel to be emotionally abused? Trauma feels differently to different people. When I ask myself, what was it like to be in an emotionally abusive relationship? How did it feel to be in a toxic situation? For me, my body tenses up, my jaw and throat become like rocks, my shoulders hurt, heartbreaking pain becomes suffocating, the pressure is so heavy it is debilitating. Brain fog obscures everything, leaving me feeling lost, helpless, and alone. But there is more than just pain. There is fear. The fear of impending doom, the fear of the rages, the punishment, the blame, the guilt, the shame, the obligations. The terror of what will happen when the abuser is mad or becomes triggered. The terror of your own body and soul being turned against you. Emotional abuse comes slowly and in layers. Rarely does abuse manifest until there has been a long-term commitment, marriage, or investment. Abuse becomes like an autoimmune disease where our body and soul learns to attack itself. It is the process where your very soul is weaponized and used against you. These wounds take far longer than any physical damage to heal. So what are the layers of psychological abuse? The first layer of abuse is trust. Your abuser is a trusted person. In my case, my first boyfriend and then husband. I took a while to get to know him, to vet him, to create an emotional bond, to love, to hope, to dream, to feel connected, to feel desired and loyal. To believe in a future together, to share secrets, to feel safe and secure, to believe I had found a soulmate, someone who magically had similar values and life goals. This excitement of finding someone so like-minded, I felt known, seen, understood, approved, validated, and valuable. Someone who I trusted at a deep level, who sees my soul and shares my heart, someone I reached emotional highs and depths with, someone to whom I was completely vulnerable to. The second layer is loyalty and the bond that comes with this love. To be loyal and loving is not always a gift. It is the ability to stand by someone no matter what, to see them in a positive light, and to do anything to be there for them. It is the highest level of vulnerability and commitment. This commitment is born during the dating phase when they begin to mirror and take on your values to help you feel loved. This is called love bombing. This love bombing is when they treat you better than anyone has treated you before. They build up your talents, your beauty, and you get hooked on them. Once this love and loyalty has been formed, it is now a tool of power, control, and manipulation. This loyalty is soon weaponized and becomes part of the self-destruction. The third layer is the destruction of your personhood. This destruction begins with lies. They say, you're being difficult, you're not loving me or supporting me, you don't understand me, you're being a rebellious wife, you can't be trusted, you talk too much, you're not following me, it's your fault I'm hurt, it's your fault I don't understand you, you are being selfish, I own you, you are not enough, you are nothing. This destruction of personhood takes your virtues, your values, your hopes, your dreams, and turns them against you. Your desire to be a loving person is a tool in the abuser's hands. Having your soul weaponized against you keeps you controlled as a source of their own identity and value. You try everything to be enough until you are no longer a person. The fourth layer is control and punishment. Now that they have trained you to throw yourself away instead of the relationship. And with no value left in yourself, and with threats of shame, guilt, and fear hanging over your head at all times, you are more afraid of the unknown than leaving the relationship. Leaving the abuse may bring more shame from your family and friends. You may feel stuck because it might feel safer to stay with the monster you know than the monster you don't know. Perhaps you think it's best to stay for the kids. The fifth layer is the never-ending cycle. The honeymoon phase would begin when you're at the end of your rope. Each time when I was ready to throw my wedding ring out the window, the abuser would introduce false hope. Then and only then would he change to be a better person and to be more loving and caring, and remind me of the old ways. The abuse cycle is always false hope. It never lasts and always leads to more intense destruction. The honeymoon phase would crack. I would find myself deeper in, more enslaved, more lost and alone. The abuse cycle leads further and further away from freedom. It engulfs hope and the possibility of ever getting out. The abuse cycle can last years and decades. The only way out is when you get the wake-up call, when you hit rock bottom, and when you find you are powerless to change on your own. When you decide that something is very wrong and you need help. This could be when you are confiding in a friend, or when your life feels threatened, or when you almost die, or when the children's lives are threatened. Most victims are so trauma bonded that we would physically give up than ever get out. However, we will not let our children die. Oftentimes, it is our children who are our wake-up call. We ask ourselves, do I want my children to be abused too? Do I want my children to become an abuser? Do they deserve a better and safer future? Where can we be safe? Is there hope for the future? Our silence, our guilt, and our shame is often the abuser's strongest weapon. Once we begin to ask ourselves these questions and we begin to share with others our suffering, once we find help, we are able to get out for good.